What is up, guys? Welcome back to The Vault, the weekly show from Thoughts from the Bench that takes a look back at some of the best and worst sports jerseys of all time. As always, I'm Smalls with Thoughts from the Bench. With me, just like every other week, you're never going to get sick of seeing him. It is Mr. Benny Buckets. How's it going, man?
I'm good, man. I don't know if I'd speak too soon about people getting sick of me, but I do appreciate the pleasant intro, and I am thrilled to be back, buddy. How are you?
Hey, man. Like I say every week, I'm alive. I'm here. I'm doing the show. It's a good week. It's a good day.
Yes, sir.
Before, without, cutting it up just on our own, I want to just bring our guest right on. If you guys recall, a few weeks ago, we had Garrett, or G, on from the DayOneLifestyle podcast. He was an awesome guest. We wanted to make sure that we get his counterpart on. So, again, this is G's counterpart from the DayOneLifestyle podcast. He's the man who's always whipping it up on Instagram. Some of the shit this guy's making on IG looks fire. The pride of Baltimore. I'm just going to throw that in there, too. The Muffin Man himself. Muff, how's it going, brother?
Yo, I'm in the building, man. You know what I mean? Just healthy. Like you said, Smalls, healthy. I'm here. I really have nothing to complain about. I had some wine earlier. I had some pizza earlier. I mean, today is great, and the weather's breaking, so what can I say?
Yes, sir.
Living large.
Super large, man.
Yes, sir.
Happy to be on, though.
Yeah, so just so people kind of get an intro into who you are and what you guys do. We heard it from G, but I'm obviously gonna ask you too. So if you could just give a little background on yourself, how you and G got started, what your podcast is about, just that kind of stuff.
All right, cool. Yeah, well, I'm Steven, a.k.a. the Muffin Man, a.k.a. Muffy the Magician, a.k.a. whatever else you want to call me. Originally from Salisbury, Maryland, so the Eastern Shore side that nobody talks about. Currently living in Baltimore. But I ended up meeting Garrett at West Virginia University. We stayed on the same floor, literally like neighbors. And then the year after that, we were always hanging out together, me, him, and one of our other roommates, and we ended up living together for three and a half more years there in West Virginia. So on our podcast we talk about sports, food, music, movies, and really kind of anything that's happening during the week, and we just like to have fun with it, man. Like we really love WV, we really love hoops, sports, food, so that's why we do what we do, man.
No, that's awesome. I've said it before, but y'all's podcast, it's in my rotation now just because, we were talking to G about this too. It seems like you guys are legitimately, buddies. And, me and Ben resonate with that too. We're just here to bullshit,
Yeah. That level of energy is great because I think what you guys bring to your podcast, and this is something that, Smalls and I talk about trying to do too, is anybody that tunes in and anybody that's listening or interacting with you is almost like they're just pulling up a seat at your table, and I love that type of atmosphere. It's like they're just joining a conversation that you're having publicly, and especially the ties that you guys have to WVU sports. I've seen some of the interviews you guys have been able to manage, and that's awesome. I'm pulling for you guys to get Huggy Bear on there, bro, but I know that's like the next white whale there for you guys to get on, but obviously you do a show very similar to ours in terms of the setup of just two guys talking about things they're passionate about, and we love that, and we had to have you on, especially now that we had one, we can't not have you. So can't thank you enough for coming on, man. Another thing that we do know is you were somewhat of a accomplished college baseball player from what we know, so if you would like to fill in the viewers on that, we would love that.
Yeah, man. So I was fortunate enough I wasn't fortunate enough to get any offers or anything out of high school, so really wherever I went I was gonna have to go through the walk-on process. Ended up at West Virginia, and then this was a transition where they were going from the Big East over to the Big 12. They had new coaches, they were bringing in new players and everything, so I was fortunate enough to be able to walk on my freshman year, ended up redshirting, and then was able to go back through the process again my sophomore year. But fortunately I had to stop short. I had to choose either keep playing and try to figure out how to pay my rent and bills and everything, or do the responsible thing, and you know, just not having that extra oomph. You know, it sucks, but at the end of the day, you know, it's like, it's life. I probably wasn't going to the league anyway, but you know, it's all good. You know, still the
hey, you made the responsible decision, but I think, as you said, I mean, even just to have that experience, how many people are able to have that opportunity? And not that I'm talking bad on anybody who gets scholarships, and this isn't to kiss your ass either, but I genuinely feel like people underestimate the level of work that it takes to become a walk-on, especially at a D1 school. Is a lot of places, you know, they think, oh, well, if you're just gifted, you'll get the offers or whatever. But some people have to work harder and they have to prove it. Not that the other guys don't. I'm just saying that being in the walk-on process is, they treat it like it's a privilege for you to be here, not you earned a scholarship or something, you know. So the fact that you went and did that, I think, speaks volumes. So I think that that's awesome, man, because I think that that's just as impressive as somebody who got offers, because you went there to people who initially didn't think you could because you didn't have the offers, and you were like, hey, guess fucking what? You know, so that's awesome, man.
Yeah, what position did you play?
So I was middle infield, mainly second base, and then every once in a while I played outfield. But growing up, I pretty much did everything. But as I got older, it was mainly, you know, second base, shortstop, and then center field, right field. Yeah,
who was like your player role model growing up? Like, who was like the guy?
So when I was younger, it was pretty much the whole entire Atlanta Braves team, like Andrew Jones, Chipper Jones, John Smoltz, like them. But then as I grew up and I started kind of watching different players' games, I really liked Dustin Pedroia, like, just because, like, I'm not a 6'5" guy. And, you know what I mean, I kind of relate to him, his scrappiness and how he plays. And I was a Red Sox fan, you know, like, it's just that's how I ended up, you know, there. So hey, shout out Benny too, Red Sox man.
Yeah, man. We actually just talked about this a week or two ago about the, like, you know, growing up in Pittsburgh, the Pirates have always been dog shit. And when I was younger, the first year that I really started paying attention to baseball was like in 2004, and who won the World Series? The Red Sox. You know, they broke that streak. I was like, this is a team I can get behind. Manny Ramirez, Big Papi, Johnny Damon before he was getting DUIs and stuff. And it was like I started rooting for that team, and so I got a lot of respect for Pedroia too. And obviously getting to see him win 2 World Series was awesome. But I think like those are good guys to at least model yourself after. And to John Smoltz, I mean, just a smoke show of a pitcher, dude. He was amazing. He's my favorite pitcher of all time. And whenever he went and he played in Boston later in his career, I was like, dude, this is poetry. But that's awesome, man. And I mean, everybody has those influences, you know, especially in the league and things like that. But I think there's a lot of people who, like me, you know, I think I was playing right field in like T-ball, so clearly I was not gifted in the baseball world. But I think it's cool that those are guys that, like, you emulated Dustin Pedroia with how you played the same position and you did things like that. So, I mean, that's a lot to be proud of, man. And especially for today, we're super happy to have you on the show.
Oh yeah, man! I'm super excited to talk some college baseball now. I know we talk a lot of hoops on our podcast, but I'm excited to talk some college baseball too, man.
Yeah. So before we actually head into that, so your Instagram, I'm gonna show it on the screen here too. You're a bit of a chef, man. How'd you get into that?
Honestly, I've been cooking forever. Like, I used to cook. I think the first thing I made was just some scrambled eggs. But, like, you know, I used to always just watch Food Network. I used to watch stuff like all on TV. I'm like, man, I think I can make that. You know, and you start off, you're like, oh, this is terrible. But then you just keep going, and it's like, as your taste buds expand and everything else, it's like, you know, it's really not that hard to cook as long as you can follow instructions and kind of get a general idea of what your, like, flavor palette is and what your seasoning palette is. You'll be good to go. It's really just like anything else, you know?
Well, hey, I'll tell you what, like, when he said that, I was expecting just a couple pictures or whatever. You're really, like, actively whipping it up on there, bro. like you were really making shit happen. That's dope. I like to cook myself, but you got, like, the presentation, the execution. Like, I'll tell you what, man, if things don't end up panning out, you might want to open up a restaurant someday, man.
Shoot, hey, maybe one day that might be my retirement plan, but
hell yeah.
Right now, I'm still learning, you know what I mean? It's still just fun, and hey, when it's time, I guess it'll be time. We might have to talk too.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So, like, you're a Maryland boy, so, like, what's up with everyone in your state just, like, Old Bay? Like,
Because
Yo,
it's
Old Bay's
the
dope.
Obey on everything. I love Old Bay, but like,
It's the best thing in the world. Like you literally can put it on anything. Like we go it with our wings, our fries, our seafood, our crab cakes, our pastas. Like if there's a dish that I'm making besides cereal or like French toast, Old Bay is probably in it.
It's in there.
yeah. I mean, dude, I love me some Old Bay wings. Like I feel like Old Bay wings are slept on, bro. Like
Top tier.
Dude,
my other favorite combo is calamari, fried calamari with Old Bay and cocktail sauce. Like
shit.
Top tier. You don't need anything else.
Dude, that sounds good as fuck. Okay, wait a second. What's your address again? I gotta come down, bro. Get some Chef Muff up in there.
Hey man, I'll send it to you, man. I'll send it via UPS, packaged, dried, sealed up. You name it.
Look at that. First class service.
Oh yeah. All right. So I think we should get into it. So before we get started, this week's topic is brought to you by Marshall Fitness. Marshall Fitness is your online personal training resource that offers personalized workouts based on your personal equipment, goals, preferences, nutritional goals using the MyFitnessPal app, as well as weekly support on any questions you might have. Marshall Fitness is run by Will Marshall, a very good friend of the show. I've known Will for a long time. He'll work with you on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, as he's very open, very very willing to help on any questions you might have, while also making sure that you fit your goals into your everyday schedule. Like I said, I've known him for a long time. You really can't go wrong with this guy. So please check him out on both Facebook and Instagram. Right now, he is doing the April running challenge, which is already kicking my ass. But hey, I'm going to the Virgin Islands. Your boys gotta get in shape. So appreciate Marshall Fitness. So
hot summer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So because we have Muff on the show today, and because he is a Division I baseball player, we wanted to do the best college baseball jerseys. And boys, I'm fucking excited for this one because I feel like college baseball is often slept on.
Indeed it is.
Oh, dude. I think, like we've talked before, and Muff, I'm sure you can agree. I think that baseball jerseys in general are like have the best hidden gems and like have just some cold looks, man, because I feel like, we did an episode about minor league baseball and we're going to get to pro baseball here eventually. And I think we wanted to definitely highlight college baseball, because we have a 5-star athlete with us on the show this week. So, but it's everywhere in baseball. And I think college definitely houses a lot of that. And you obviously got to see a ton of that firsthand.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like baseball jerseys are really, really fire in the summer too. Like you just leave them open. You know what I mean? You might have a little T-shirt under it, little pop your chain out if you got it, sunglasses, it just goes with everything. Like it's free flowing, and I don't know. It's just so many different colorways, so many different versions of it, and it's just different, man. Just super different.
So, let's get into it. So we're gonna start with Benny. I'm gonna let you introduce this because I texted you before the show. This is a fucking homer pick right here. I didn't appreciate it.
It's a homer pick, and I know that Muff probably disagrees with it. Going to the rival school, I already knew it was coming up, and I promise I'm not here to start problems. But when Pitt went from the navy and like the dark gold to the old traditional blue and yellow, as a Pitt fan growing up, that was awesome to me. I was glad to see us bring that back, and with the old script on there, and especially when you see this in play, it's a cold jersey. Now, Muff, I'm sure if you got to play them back in the day, they did not look like that. They looked like a bag of ass, but now they don't look like a bag of ass. So I like it. I think that the yellow and the blue is an undefeated combo, and I'm really happy that they brought that colorway back into all Pitt sports. And yes, it is a homer pick, but I also don't know very much about college baseball, so I had to stick with what I know.
Hey, I'm not mad at the pick. The jersey does look fire, but it's eat shit Pitt forever. That's just
I know.
Oh yeah, brother. Hell yeah. So Muff, just so you know, I'm a Penn State guy. So whenever we
No,
have
he's
G
not.
on,
He renounced his fanhood. He's a Coastal Carolina guy.
No, that was for one
That's
season.
not a bad thing either, though.
Yeah, no, hey, that was for football season because Penn State was dog shit for about 5 weeks. So, and that was for content too. So, but no, I will say, even as a Penn State guy, I like the script. I mean, dude, the script is bringing that back's awesome. Like I can't hate on that. Even like especially with the new colors too. I mean, not even new. They're just bringing it back pretty much. I mean, it's a cold look. It's awesome.
And something that I feel like doesn't get brought up enough is a lot of schools or even pro teams will like bring back things in their temporary, and maybe they should keep them long term, or they should have never brought them back at all in some cases. But Pitt being able to bring that back and then stamp it again and make it permanent in a completely different era, I think is awesome. And especially because it is the coldest look that they have. So I think they were like, you know what? I don't like the way that we were looking for a hot minute. Let's go back to when we look good. Yep. And that's what I think resulted here.
Mm-hmm. No, that's an awesome pick. I do like that we got Muff here, just, you know, a fellow Pitt hater, shit on Pitt, love it, but it's a dope look. So, without further ado, Muff, we're gonna go to your pick. What you got? You got the WV digital camo, man. You cannot go wrong. Like it's like a pug. You know what I mean? It's like that dog is just.
Ugh, but it's like, oh, you know, it's like digital camo is just fire, man. And in the picture we got Brady. I can't even think of the other guy's name, but he can rake. But yeah, man, I just love the digital camo. I've always loved it, like no matter what color it is. I used to have it on like my Evo shield on my wrist and like my batting gloves. So I've always just loved digital camo, and what better than blue, yellow, and white, man? The blue and gold.
Yes, sir.
Please, blue and gold.
Yeah, the pug analogy is fucking great.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think we've ever had a jersey compared to a dog before, but I love it, dude. That's the best.
That's the only way I could connect that, like, because a lot of people, there's a lot of hate about these digital camo jerseys. They're like, oh, these look terrible, but it's like, if you like digital camo, you love it. If you don't like it, you're really gonna hate it. But it's like, if you hate it, it's still like, man, it looks kind of fire.
I love it. I mean, like, I know Ben's a military guy, so like, I feel like, I don't know his thoughts on digital camo jerseys, but I feel like digital camo, it kind of works, like depending on who uses it. But like, I feel like this is a good example of how it can work, you know?
Oh, and I think digital camo, it works. From experience, it works a hell of a lot better in sports than it does in the military. So, but it does. I think it looks cold to a point, and you know, I'm not going to hype it up too much because it is WVU. But no, I mean, honestly, they made it work here, and it's something that I do think like definitely is an acquired taste for people. But I think it's cool and it works, and I also like that they still left like the hat and the pants non-digital, because you can overdo it, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I think it just being mainly the jersey with like the solid accents makes it flow really well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I like it as well. It's not too much.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Muff, were you there and whenever y'all had these, or was this like okay?
So this is the year that I redshirted. So this would have been my freshman year.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Did they bring it back after? Like, did you ever get to wear it like in a game or?
No, I couldn't. I never got to that point there. Yeah.
All right. Well,
but they still have those jerseys, and they actually upgraded the complete uniform. So there's like 4 or 5 different new jerseys now. They got a couple of different pairs of pants, hats, and everything. Like they actually got a whole new stadium as well in 2015. So it's like the whole program's upgraded.
Hell yeah. All right. So
good for them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Moving on to my first pick. So Miami. I don't know that much about college baseball, I'm gonna be honest. But apparently Miami is like, they're like legit when it comes to college baseball. They have a very good program, and they have for a long time. Won 4 College World Series. I fucking love these. They throw it back a little bit. Like I feel like any jersey with like the script, and you'll see kind of a theme with my picks. The script with like the swoosh underneath. I don't care what baseball team has it's gonna fucking work. And it's just the colors work with it too. Like I hate Miami just in general. Like, I'm a big college football guy. I respect, the great teams they've had, but goddamn, I hate Miami, and I can't talk shit on these because it's just awesome. I love the throwback jersey too, because they don't have the button down too. It's just kind of the throw over,
Yeah, the pullover.
Yeah, and you got the trim too. It's just a very it's a very not unique look, but that's Miami baseball. You know, I feel like it works. Period.
That's why I love their emblem with it too, the big U with orange and green. It's simple, but it's it's us. It is us. You can't see this jersey from a half mile away or 2 stadiums away and not know it's us.
Exactly.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I mean, I'm a sucker for any old school looking jersey too, and the fact that they kind of brought these back. I don't know if they've ever actually looked like this, but it looks like something they would have worn, back in the 80s or something like that.
Oh.
So, yeah, no, I can't get enough of this. So, Benny, you have any thoughts on this?
Nope. No, I'm kidding. No, I actually, I do dig Miami's. I like them in general, and it was weird. I remember it took me so long as a kid to understand why their logo was a U. For the longest time, I was like, it's Miami and Florida. What the hell is there a U there for? But then I realized, as I got older, that's what they refer to themselves as. But the orange and green, I think, is a combo that shouldn't work, but it does. And especially in this case, and we love old classic looks. And the fact that they incorporated that, I think, like you said, is just awesome.
Mm-hmm. All right, moving on to Benny's second pick. What you got?
Ooh. All right, so these are the Slugger Bird editions of the University of Tulane. So these came out just a couple years ago, these powder blue ones. But they do green ones like this, and they do white ones like this, where it has the Tulane script, which, as you're going to see, is being a common theme. The script is cold. And the fact that they have these two big ass, I don't know, what would you even say those are? Pelicans or something like that?
Big birds.
Yeah.
Big old birds.
They might be storks.
Oh, storks. I like that. We'll go with
that. Yeah.
So we got these bulky storks. Instead of delivering babies, they're delivering bombs to other teams. All right, and they're just sitting on each side of the bat. And I kind of like that the bat is an underlay to the script. And this is going to be an odd thing for me to say, but I really like that the numbers are down and to the side on any jersey like that. I feel like that's an odd thing that most people might hate, but I kind of like it. But the logo itself definitely is what draws me up front, is because I think in the fact that they're called Slugger Birds is awesome. But the powder blue goes well, the white goes well, and the green you don't think would be a good accent, but they still kept their roots to a point, because that's Tulane's colors. So these are definitely one of my favorites. And whenever I had originally seen them, it was the green ones. But when I saw that they had powder blue ones, I was like, I got to throw this in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anything powder blue is fire. But I like this colorway because it kind of reminds me of the Mavericks. I think it's their alternate jerseys with the light blue and the green. And I always that. Yeah. And then having the characters on there, it just adds to the pop and the flavor. And I like how the hat is just a completely different color. Just offset some of the accents. They got it going on with this unit. This is a home run. Yeah, no, dude, the cartoony logos, fucking love that. Anytime you got a cartoon logo, I'm all about it.
And especially that they're smaller, so they still, and I think, Muff, like you said, they add some flavor to it, but it's not in your face. It's just to the point where it's something that you notice subtly, and you're like, oh, that shit's fire, dude.
Yeah.
Nice
and subtle.
This is awesome. Muff hit it right on the head. Powder blue, it fucking works. And we've said it before. No matter who does it, whether it's the 80s Phillies or fucking University of North Carolina, it doesn't matter. Fire. It doesn't matter. It always fucking works. All right. Who you got, Muff? Second pick.
Yes, sir. We got LSU with the championship gold unis, man. I like these because, number one, you got a great baseball program. You know what I mean? LSU, they're always known for football, but the baseball team is just as good. Then you just got the clean, all yellow with the white and purple trim. and it's bold, it's bright. You know, when you see this yellow and you see that little purple top, you know what school you're playing, and you're probably gonna have a rough day out there. I just love it. You know, it's not too much, but it's loud. It's bold. Yellow is a very, you know, big call to action, and every time they walk out there, you know, with their uniforms on, it might scare you a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know anything about LSU baseball, but I know they're fucking terrifying on the diamond. And like, dude, this is just very LSU, you know? Like you said, they keep it simple, but it's fucking in your face in a good way too. So, they're fire.
I also like that they like focus on the yellow here, mainly in the jerseys, because that's not something you see a lot from LSU sports. And if any team's going to do it, it should be the baseball team, because I think, Muff, as you said, they are very overlooked, and that's because of the mass success of the football program. But LSU kills on the diamond, dude. They are extremely successful. And I also like that their script kind of reminds me almost of like the Rockies, you know, like the Colorado Rockies lettering. But the fact that they made that white and not purple, I think was a very good choice, because it helps flow. They almost got like this Laker pattern that they got going on with the three colors there. But I think that this is brilliant, and this is one of my favorite picks for sure. And I think that this is absolutely needed to be on the list.
Purple, yellow, and white, classic colorway, man.
You can't talk. I feel like you can't talk. And again, I don't know anything about college baseball, really, but you can't talk college baseball without talking LSU for sure. So, all right, my second pick, throwing it back a little bit. So, if you don't know who this is, you don't watch sports, because this is the greatest.
Go home.
This is the greatest athlete to ever live. I don't care what anyone says. And this is, in my opinion, I don't really know if there's a more recognizable college baseball jersey ever, because this guy changed the game in two sports. Like, Bo Jackson was a fucking force, and I know I've been down to Auburn for just a game day. These people rock these. I mean, this was like almost people were probably wearing these more than like Auburn football jerseys. Like, it is an iconic jersey. Again, you got the script, you got the swoosh. What more do you need? This is just like this is college baseball, in my opinion. I could be wrong. I don't know of a more famous college baseball jersey, unless you guys correct me, but like, I think this is it. You know, this is just so recognizable. And the fact that he was just a monster in every aspect of his athletic career.
Well, you got to think, not only in college, but then also in the pros.
Yep.
Bo was balancing class, girls, baseball, football, and making it to the league for both. Literally. This dude is an ultimate G. Like, if you look back throughout all of history, and you think of like the coolest and most successful dudes in the world, like a guy, now granted, he didn't get put like in the Hall of Fame for either pro sport, but he just needs put in the Hall of Fame for life, I think, because being able to do all of that is impressive, and he was good at both. Like, it got to a point where you got to figure, for anybody, that's going to be hard to manage, but Bo is a great god, dude.
Yeah, man. Like, that injury that had him, man, that really messed up everything. Like, because I think he was going to be the first one to win, and correct me if I'm wrong, so I know, was it Barry Sanders? He was playing both sports as well. Mm-hmm. Bo really had a chance to win a World Series and a Super Bowl, like, legitimately. This guy, off top, is just probably, I don't think there's ever anybody that's going to be as better than Bo, like, really.
No. Yeah.
But then you go ahead.
No, well, I was going to say, if you've ever seen the 30 for 30 on Bo Jackson, it's fucking nuts, dude. Like, this guy was doing, even just in warm-ups, he was just doing shit that no one's ever seen. Like,
his life is remarkable, bro. And I mean, I think it smells like you and me say this all the time, that obviously we dig the jerseys for the jerseys. But if you had an iconic player wearing it, that increases that uniform's hype tenfold. And who better to hype up a jersey that they wear than the most mind-blowing athlete probably in human history?
Yeah, dude, the injury, like, it was, I mean, I'm sure back then it was a shock, because, like, I mean, Bo Jackson was bigger than football and just football and baseball. He was, like, he was a Nike cover like he was one of the Nike guys, you know, but him and probably Michael Jordan were like the faces of Nike. And like, dude, he was just doing things that no one had ever seen before. And it sucks that like, it's crazy to think that like his raw athleticism was the reason that he got hurt. Like if you ever,
I was just about to say that,
dude, like if you ever see how he like popped his hip out, it's because he's so fucking powerful, and the guy just had his ankle and he just popped his ankle out. Like you don't get any, it's crazy that that's the way his own athleticism was what took him out. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And you hear the term like, oh, that guy's an animal all the time. You know what I mean? Like about people in sports. I truly don't think that Bo's human. Like back when he was doing what he was doing, he was truly a beast. Like he may have played in Auburn, but he may have also actually been a Tiger that like went through some type of human metamorphosis or whatever and came and just ran tables on everybody.
Yeah.
Fucking nuts. I think the two stories that I remember from that 30 for 30 that definitely stick out are like he's warming up for Auburn and he tosses a football like over the scoreboard, like he just over like with ease, and then just all the bats that he would just snap over his knee like it was nothing, and they were like twigs. Like
I watched a sports science thing about snapping bats over your knee and like the amount of power that you just have to be able to break that without breaking your kneecap. Oh my goodness, like dude, literally like you said, he snaps from like twigs.
Yeah.
Hey, he's just making firewood, bro. That's all it is. He was like, hey man, it's getting cold, I'm gonna bust a few of these up and we'll make a fire.
Yeah, and he's like soft spoken too. That's the thing. He was just there to do his job, and like I don't think he wasn't like a gym rat or anything. He just like he
went home, tended to his plants.
Yeah, he was like shooting like his bow in his backyard. That's like how he worked out. He's into like vintage candles and stuff. It's something really, really dainty. But here's Bo knitting.
I love that though, because that makes me think of like, you know, Mike Tyson was like training pigeons and shit.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm like I saw something of like, you know, Mike Tyson up on top of a rooftop. He's like, okay, Percy, now you go fly now. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, man, this is the toughest fighter I've ever seen. Yeah. And he's petting a pigeon up there. Like, but Bo having those qualities, I think makes him more likable. Is he knows he's a freak athlete. But he's still got his other interests. As different and as weird as they may seem to us, he's like, okay, well, I still did more than you will do in your entire life in like a 3-year period. So
yeah,
literally,
fucking nuts. Great. I mean, going back to the jersey though, just iconic. I mean, like I said, I've been on Auburn's campus. You see these everywhere. Like this is the like when you think
legendary.
Baseball, like this is it.
It's clean and simple.
Yep, exactly. All right, Ben. Last pick, what you got?
So this is one that I know a lot of people probably aren't going to think to, but especially because I don't like overkill one color, but these are absolutely pristine. These Florida jerseys and uniforms head to toe, from the hat to the jersey to the pants, even down to the cleats, is cold. I think that stunning white, that pearl white with the blue and the orange is an accent there, and that beautiful thin script. And I think they put the colors perfectly where they needed to be, where the script was in blue and the numbers were in orange. Mm-hmm. And the fact that they were able to still keep, you know, Florida is a very overwhelmingly orange and blue school. And the fact that they still kept that, but then they went with the white out. I think that these are like this is a team that you see, you know, going to play for the World Series or something. Like this is, they look professional, they look clean, they look like they are ready to go. And to me, it makes me feel like it's baseball. You know what I mean? Like this is what I feel like a baseball kit is supposed to look like. And I'm a little biased towards Florida. I've always liked them. Got family went there and everything. But this isn't even a homer pick for me. I just think even if I hated Florida, if I was a Florida State fan or, you know, or somebody in the SEC, I would still probably pick this jersey because I just think that this is a clean look.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Like the Florida colorway is something like incredible. It goes good on shoes, hats, shirts, everything. But then you kind of take the very simple colorway, almost like the Dodgers white uni, and then you replace the red. Like I think that's why this looks so professional. And it looks so good, and they could even alternate things. Like if they wanted to sub a blue hat in to add a more pop. But like you said, I like the all white uni right there. It's the cleanest look possible. Like you're going out there to go to work, and that's the best time to slide head first and get dirty, man. Like
yes, sir.
Uni and leaving with everything off the field. That's the best.
And I think too, like you pointed out, saying that it is simple. I think I like it because they didn't have to do too much. You know what I mean? It was like they knew, hey, this will look pretty good. And something that I was going to bring up, but you beat me to it, was, getting down and dirty. That's a jersey where you walk off the field and you see just how hard you worked that day. You know what I mean? So that's one of the benefits and disadvantages to have in a white uniform. But yeah, man, that's an excellent point. And I had to throw these on, man. This was, if I was going to abandon any other picks, it would have been all of them except this one. This one I had to get on the list.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Muff, what you got? You got your last pick. This is awesome.
Yeah, we got the Pepperdine. I don't know exactly what they call them, but this is like the rainbow uni. So this is going back to like the Astros throwback, back when they had like Jeff Bagwell. So I really like like it's a lot. It really is a lot, but it's also simple enough because they got the white pants. But the hat, you know what I mean? If the hat was like either all white or something like that, I think it would maybe pop a little bit better. But overall, the actual jersey here, this is something that I'd hang up on my wall, and I'd also simultaneously wear it to the beach and set up a video in my house and say, hey, look, I'm wearing the same thing that I got on my wall. And then I'm just going to go walk and just be like, yo, I just did that for no reason. Absolutely.
Yeah, dude, they look exactly like, I think Pepperdine's a Texas school, aren't they? I'm pretty sure they're...
I think they're California.
Yeah, I want to say West Coast, yep.
Oh, never mind. Okay,
yeah, they're California.
They definitely went for the Astros look, which, like, dude, anytime you, like, throw it back to, like, an old school MLB jersey or whatever sport you're doing, if you, like, pay homage to, like, an old school jersey like that, like, you know what it is when you see it, you can't go wrong. It's not like they were copycats. Like, they were paying homage to one of the more recognizable MLB jerseys that was old school. So, no, I love this.
But especially you got to think like a school like Pepperdine, you probably want to stand out, right? Because I don't think that that's a school that initially off the top of my head, like if I just said to both you, Smalls and Muff, if I was just like, name a college baseball team, panic right now, go. Neither of you are going to say Pepperdine, right? So they're going to try and do what they can to stand out. And looking this classic helps. And I don't know if they're any good or anything like that, but I think that this is a good classic look. And I swear I feel like I'm watching a game from back in the day if I sit down and I watch these guys play. So I love the pick. I think it's bold in terms of them doing it, not necessarily like, the color is very easy on the eyes, like because it is overwhelmingly white, but then you see like those levels of like the rainbow, like sunburst coming up, stopping at the midway point. And I actually, Muff, I like the hats. I do. I kind of dig the hats with the uniform. So I think that this is a pick that I definitely did not expect to see on the list, but I am so happy you threw it in, bro, because these are fire.
Yeah. I would have loved to really seen these with stirrups though. Really complete that kind of old school. That would be sick. That would be sick. I can't, dude. I fucking love this pick. You sent me this. I was like, all right, this guy gets it. He gets it. He knows what we're trying to do here. Yeah. All right. My last pick, 2020 Arkansas. All right. So, Muff. It's probably I don't know if you've heard me and Ben talk about it, but cream is clean.
Cream is clean.
Cream is clean. We say that all the time. You cannot go wrong with a cream jersey. And Arkansas, dude, they just got it right. Like, they're a pretty good program, as I've come to find out, but they just got this one right. They have like that old school A2, almost like that old like Philadelphia Athletics look. Like, you got the old school A, the cream uniform. Like, they didn't fuck this one up. Like, this is awesome.
Nothing I think matches better with a cream than that like crimson red. Yeah. That color combo is, I mean,
gorgeous.
Chef's kisses. It is amazing, bro. Like I think that this is, and this is kind of like back to like my Florida pick. Like it looks too simple, but it's not, because it's that crisp. This is something that is, again, like we said before, very easy on the eyes, but tough because cream is clean. Yep. And that crimson red is the perfect tag team for it.
Yep,
exactly.
And they have a good program too. I think they've been runner-ups to the College World Series 2 times, so it's not like they've won it, but I mean they got a solid program. And like if you pair a good baseball team with these, I mean you can't go wrong. I don't know, man. It's simple. Like cream is clean, man. That's all. That's my explanation for the pick. Cream is clean.
And I like how their uniform really is simple all the way around. You got just a solid, maroon hoodie, solid maroon batting gloves. You got the belt. You got the piping on the pants.
Yep.
Everything is just one, kind of simple. This color or this color. You got 2 choices, right?
Oh yeah.
And I don't know. I love how they have that. Plus everything kind of pops when you have a good team like that. It doesn't matter. Yep. As long as you look good, you're gonna play good.
Oh yeah.
They look great in those unis.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we're going to go to honorable mentions. Now, I was a little lazy this week because my daytime job got the best of me. But
yeah, it's all right.
This is a homer pick.
Oh, of course. You're going to give us shit for homer picks, and then look at this guy. You know, he's been a Coastal fan his entire life. Did you know that?
I did not know that, but I knew that now. You didn't put this in there. That's crazy.
No, I was a Coastal fan for about
2 months.
8 weeks, yeah. Literally just because of college football. But I mean, dude, I like the teal. I'm not gonna lie, I got lazy this week. I threw in a homer pick. So
but this is a good team to like. You should just, if you really did like Coastal, this is a good team to like. They're scrappy and they literally just won like 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah. This is a good team, and they're always competing. Like,
yeah,
I would say jump back on that wagon. I don't know what other wagon you say you're on.
I mean, I went to Penn State, and I grew up at Penn State.
Oh, get off that. Go to Coastal, man. Get on Coastal.
Yeah. Get away from Penn State. I like that, Muff. Good energy. No, I think that the teal and the black underrated, but it's something that I feel like looks like they should clash, but they're perfect. I feel like for each other, because it's, a lot of people, like especially when we talk about NFL, people bring up like if I like or I dislike the Carolina Panthers jerseys, but this is a different shade. You know what I mean? It's not that light blue. This is that teal that I think like why I'm not really a big fan of the light blue and black, but I really like the teal and black that's here. So I think this is, despite the controversy here, I do actually really like it as an HM this week. Yeah, no,
this is I had to throw it in there just to pay homage to my one season of Coastal fanhood. Mullets versus Mormons was the game of the year. So and I'm glad that I was on that bandwagon when I was. So Coastal football for the win. But boys, that's all I got. Honestly, Muff, you fit right in, man. This is I hope you had fun because I think me and Benny had a blast because this was
oh dude, this is genuinely good flow, good free flow conversation, bro. And obviously you know what you're talking about. You've been there, you've done that, you've lived it. You know the insides and outs of college baseball. But also, it seems like you just got pretty good taste because I genuinely wasn't pissed at any of your picks. So, but no, man, we can't thank you enough for coming on. And maybe one of these days we'll get you and Garrett on at the same time. That would be cool to have you and G together. We could do kind of like a powerhouse show, man. So 100%. Seriously, it's been a pleasure having you on. And if you wouldn't mind doing us and everybody else a favor, just let them know where they can find you, whether that be social media or your podcast, and let the people know how to reach you.
All right, sweet. Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at themuffinman32. I don't tweet a whole lot, but I'll be, on Instagram just trolling and, doing my regular videos. And then for the podcast, you can find us at DayOneLifestyle. I believe that's on Twitter. And then just DayOneLifestyle on Instagram, just all words. But yeah, man, I appreciate coming on. This is really fun. and I'll come on whenever you all need me to, man. Like, this is really a fun conversation. It felt like I'm just talking to my regular friends, so
hell yeah.
I had a really
absolutely, buddy.
That's the goal. Hey, before we go, so we can have you on again, what other sports would you want to do?
I'm good for basketball. I don't watch football a whole bunch, but like if you give me time to prepare like a couple of days or something, I watch it enough. But it really doesn't. Yeah. We can do bocce ball, tennis. That's not just
bocce. Hell yeah, bro. Yeah.
But no, it doesn't matter, man. Like whatever you have in mind, just hit me up, man. I'm pretty much always available. So yeah, I'll come on whenever. And yeah, this is great, man.
Yep. All right.
Sounds good, man. Yep. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you coming on. Guys, this has been the Vault, the weekly show brought to you by Thoughts from the Bench that takes a look back at some of the best and worst sports jerseys of all time. Check us out every Friday. Muff, cheers, buddy. I appreciate you coming on. This has been a hell of an episode. I appreciate it. So cheers.
Cheers, brother.